So we're designing a car, and here's one that I started to design. It's not finished. Sometimes they never are finished, but you have an overall idea in your head. And my overall idea in this one was that there'd be this sort of conical thing here that is both windscreen and side window at once and comes down to a point here. And as long as you keep your eye on that idea, your design will have a focus and a direction. And then we can echo the cones here in the mirrors, or we can echo the cones here in the front wings. And then we might decide, is this going to be slightly pointed as I've done it here? Is it going to be more rounded? Is it going to be conical too? Is it going to have a circular air intake that goes backwards into this and makes an egg timer kind of shape? So many different options, but they're all influenced by this initial design idea. You see how the idea's developed on this car. And some really simplistic interpretations of that idea, and here with the curves. But now we're going to go back to my brutal idea. I want a sweeping back window like this. So I've walked away from this car for really exactly about 2 minutes, and straight away I can start to see what we need to do with it. Soften that angle there just slightly with a little chink there where you would have some strengthening as well, and then that window would come down with a little angle on it, which would look quite stylish as it comes down. It have a little angle on it. I now want to take these spokes right the way along, actually. I don't really like this 1980s style of kind of Citroen BX spoke, but I think if we take them all the way through, that might be a really good style for this car. Look at that. So spokes, but they don't go radial. There, how about that? Now imagine those wheels flipping around as it goes down the road. That would really look something. And then we could start to take this design, we've got it in here, we could have it in the headlights as well. We can get the headlights into 3 stripes with the LED lights that we have nowadays. We can go chop with those as well, and that might be enough, or we might just want an echo of it in this doorpost here. And then the door handle, I'm trying to think how I would do it. It's a bit overdone, this idea of putting it on the seam there. We could do something really crazy, like put the door handle off the door and on the frame instead of on the door. I think that would be a really, really interesting thing to do. So I'm going to go for that idea. And we are going to have a triangular door handle here. And you're going to reach in there. And you're going to lift this flap up. And that's going to be the catch for the door. There is no reason why the catch for the door should be on the door. It could be here on the frame. So that would be nice, because then it almost looks like an air intake, and we could continue with the styling with a stripe behind in the divot where your fingers go. We could have another stripe behind there, and then we've got our 3 stripes, this time going vertically. It almost looks like a scoop, like an air intake, and there we are opening the door. And then that door would just open like a normal car door, I think. I don't think it needs to have anything fancy. Okay, so from the Brutal Spider, keeping all of that in my head, we're going to go 1 stage further. So the bonnet comes down, and in like that. What I had as an idea, it's almost looking like a TR7 now, isn't it, was that we could have something that looks like a rear strut there, okay, but actually doesn't connect to this. So that is there like that, and this is just a fin. So it doesn't even need to come in line with that, it could come at an angle like that, like a shark fin. And then we could call it the shark fin spider. Show you my finished. There we are, that's the spider finished. If I took that any further, I think we would be looking at a whole new idea, a whole new concept. I'd want to start again with a tabula rasa and really start again without going back like I was doing there, flipping back, and I was looking at my brutal spider to come back to the shark fin spider. We arrived at the shark fin spider. I can even come up with a nice logo for it now, which can be like this: shark fin. There, look. We can put the O slightly off. Shark fin spider. Something like that. And then the basic idea there is that I want a sweeping back window like this.